can't wait for this one to begin.
Yeah, it is certainly going to be a lot of fun here at Laguna Seca. The corkscrew is always a very high point of contention. I've been having a lot of fun around here throughout the week, and it's just so much fun to drive and have all that all that going for us. And you know, if you attack that corkscrew just right, you will get airborne, which is not advised. Also, I believe all of our stream issues are fixed right now. So hello, everybody.
Well, qualifying well underway, and I think surely. Well, I was going to say surely, but are we going to see a return to form to Sam Borski at the top of the time sheet? He's been away from there a little while, Austin. And I know that he's definitely in a fighting frame of mind. So I think you can bet your bottom dollar he's going to be pushing his car to the absolute limit to ensure that it would be his home race in the championship. He is going to be at the top of the timing sheets.
Yeah, Eddie Samborski and the rest of the Downforce Racing. Well, last week they were teammates. This week they are no longer teammates. Samborski, after racing with his teammates and Joshua Stewart having a lot of incidents throughout the race. Samborski was not pleased with that actions and actions of the rest of the team and decided to leave right there. And the rest of Downforce Racing, I believe all of them are trying to show each other up. So it's Downforce Racing 2-3. Eddie Samborski currently on provisional pole right now. And I think the battle between these top three might get a little violent.
We love the drama. It's what we come here for. It makes these broadcasts interesting. Drive to Survive. It's not got a patch on Formula Renault 3.5 in iRacing. Drama, excitement. Right, well, from the moment go right to the very end, and today we get to enjoy an incredible 30 laps around here to see who's going to come out victorious. And what's going to help the drivers here, Austin? Nice cool track temperatures. So we've got 21 degrees Celsius ambient and 24 degrees track temperature. That's in the Celsiuses. Not sure what that converts to in your Fahrenheit, but either way, it's lovely and cool. Lots of grip for the drivers. And I think it's going to be the perennial, how they spend their 8 DRSs that they have available to them during the race. I mean, maybe up the hill, not the maximum in terms of time usage of it. Probably we'll see them use it out of the final corner on the run down to turn 1.
Yes, it is. And for our American audience who don't have a converter right now, so the track temperature is 74 degrees, air temperature is 70 degrees with a southwest wind going 8 miles an hour here. I had to do that right there since, yeah.
Well, you know, us in England, we're a weird hybrid of metric and imperial, and some things are firmly metric, some things are firmly imperial. So I'm glad you can give us the imperial temperatures there. Much appreciated.
Yeah, what we used to call them here on the Formula 345 Championships, freedom units. Marco was the one who coined that one, but qualifying is over here at Laguna Seca as we have our qualifying order right now. Eddie Samborski, the ex-Downforce Racing driver, starting up on pole. Right next to his ex-teammate Jason Sieg, Joshua Stewart, Fabio DeCarmo, Yuki Shirakawa, Miguel Crespo, Oliver Kwaka, Jim Depacour, Dylan Freckleton, Dennis Cornu, Shane Lambert, and Philip Hillard in 12th place. Behind them is Ludovic Rancon, Cal Young, Jamie Byrne, and Daniel Gallus. The last 4 cars did not set a lap time, and I believe that is because they were all invalidated.
Correct. They all had their times deleted, Austin. The off-tracks can be a bit treacherous around Laguna Seca, so those drivers all being caught out, them having their times deleted, so that's why they are at the back of the grid.
Yeah, that's going to be very hurtful for them throughout the day, especially racing into turn 1 on lap 1 in the Andretti hairpin. And if something happens to the corkscrew up in front and you're in the back, it's a blind corner. You aren't going to know if somebody spun around right there. Sure, there's going to be a yellow flag, but if there's a yellow flag, you have no idea. Are they going to be on the inside of the track? They're going to be out on the outside. Are they going to be spun in the middle? And it's always a guess whenever you see that yellow flag. You just got to take it you got to back off just a little bit. If you're in a fight with somebody else and they have a fearless factor to them, it's going to be a lot of action. But here we are. We're going to race here in California as it's time to get ready as we go. Green, green, green. It's a false start by Eddie Samborski. False start by Eddie Samborski. Chaos in the background. Chaos assumes at the start. We had cars flipping upside down and over. And massive crash. Joshua Stewart involved right there. Yuki Shirakawa involved. Armor Quacko, Josh Stewart, and Fabio DeCarmo. All involved. Cars going off the track. Samborski with that false start kind of caused a giant chain reaction. And this is the craziest Formula 3.5 start currently that I've ever seen. Eddie Samborski with that false start that will promote Jason Sieg at the end of this lap up to P1, followed by Miguel Crespo, Dylan Freckleton, Dennis Cornu, and Jim DeBack, who are in your top 5 right now. Samborski is trying to use all that track to his advantage. I believe he will have a drive-through penalty. He will be serving that. He locks it up heading into the corkscrew, and he goes through the gravel right there. And this is not the inlet that Eddie Samborski wants. Are we going to be seeing Eddie dive into the pits? I believe we saw him move right before the green lights went out. Yes, it is. Pit lane penalty for Eddie Samborski. Jason Sieg leads the race.
Now, Samborski did get a little bit of relief because at the corkscrew when we saw him head onto the gravel, so did Sieg as well. So that did neutralize that time gap a little bit. But, wow, Austin, we had drama throughout Silverstone, and I thought things are going to be a bit calmer here maybe at Laguna. Wow.
You cursed yourself.
I did, my friend. I did. That start with already a 16-car grid due to the amount of people that were registered for this race. But we were split into 2 groups of 16.
Oh, burn.
And already 4 people in the pits: Samborski, Groka, Shirakawa, and DeCarmo with. Wow, by the looks of things, used to that.
Oh, and off the track is DeBacher. Cornu jumps up into 4th, as well as Lambert taking 5th place. Slamming on the brakes is the number 15 of Philip Hiller, trying to avoid Jim rejoining the track right there as they all race into the corkscrew. This has been an absolute shambles of a start for what these guys are usually used to.
2 retirements, Shirakawa and DeCarmo. As here's the replay of the start, Austin. So you're going to see Samborski make that jump start. There he is, his edges.
Oh, and then the second row, the driver on the inside, that was Joshua Stewart. He saw the jump start, and he was just waiting for right there. But and then on his inside, that was Yuki Shirakawa getting a good jump right there, and then trying to make it 3 wide and just clipping the end, and then that just, well, that was the first domino pushed over in this small field right there. And unfortunately, big incident. Not a lot of space that you could go. We saw a few drivers going off the track. You know, it's not the first time I've seen a race start like that. Back in the Apex Racing Academy Formula 3 VRS Super Series, we had a similar start where mostly, I think, we had about 20 cars involved in the crash off the line here. So it's not very unnatural that we've seen that, but it's so unfortunate.
I'm sure I heard your voice on the iRacing Not the Top 10 as well for this month, Austin. Oh, Cornu went to the pits.
Oh, Cornu goes into the pit lane, and he's hit the wall. He's hit the wall.
And again, literally into the pits there. Finding the wall, not once, but twice. And the Frenchman, a virtual drivers by TX3.
I don't believe I was... I'm gonna do a correction on you. I don't believe I was in the iRacing not top 10.
Commentary wise.
Yeah, commentary-wise, I don't believe I was on there. I
Okay,
watched those videos.
I could be me losing the plot then. It's been a very long day, but
I was in
well,
last month's.
maybe that's what I saw. There you go. But Jason C, new fastest lap of the race, so that's it. Time's only going to tumble. Let's face it, lap 4 out of 30 here, Austin. 1 minute 10.65. Closest time is Crespo in second place with a 1 minute 10.86. The only two, well, actually, say that, forget all that. Zamborski fired up, not only from the drama that's happened last week, but also the false start he made, and already setting the new fastest lap, going 0.3 quicker than Jason Sieg's previous personal best.
Yeah, as we are looking at the battle right now for 7th, Cal Young on Philip Hillard. Young looking down to the inside, deep onto the brace goes Cal Young, right onto the inside and onto the apex of the end, trying to hairpin, but Hillard holding around the outside of Young for 7th. He's got that little cut in right there, but here comes Cal Young getting the better exit. Young onto the inside once again. Side by side they go, heading to this extremely fast right-hander as they continue the side-by-side fight as they head into the uphill section. Hillard onto the inside, Young on the outside, and Hillard's going to stay ahead of Cal Young as they go up the hill and heading towards the corkscrew. Eddie Samborski is back on track, putting in the new fast lap of the race, but oh, he's just so far back. Cal Young, big lock up in there, and a correction. He caught the gravel on entry, and he's now under pressure by Daniel Gallus.
It's all happening here, Austin. That lap from Samborski, his last one, Austin, the new fastest lap, 7/10 quicker. That's right, 7/10 quicker than anyone else. He means business, but they say a bit too far back as change for position here.
Rancon down the inside of Shane Lambert. And Lambert just giving the room right there. Not going to hold that one around the outside. And Ludwig Rancon up 9 spots after starting. I believe he was one of our drivers who didn't put in a time.
Correct.
And Ludwig Rancon is up to 4th right now. And we might see Ludwig Rancon jump up into 3rd place if he chases down Dylan Freckleton. Now, Freckleton is 4 seconds ahead of him right there. But Ludwig Rancon's fastest lap is dangerously fast compared to Dylan Freckleton. And this could be a drive by Ludwig Rancon. And Ludwig Rancon's start, I really want to ride on board with it if we have that opportunity, because he had a maze to go through. As let's ride on board of Ludwig Rancon at this chaotic start, as it is just, yeah.
Wow.
That is...
Wow.
Well, I've heard of the Maze Runner. I think Ludwig Rancon would be amazing.
I think more like Takeshi's Castle, that one, than
Yes.
the Maze Runner. Wow. But I mean, having said that, Austin, he didn't get through there as quick as some of the other drivers, but yet, through hard work, grit and determination, he has hauled that car up into 4th place. For now, that gap is tumbling to Freckleton ahead. Freckleton looks vulnerable. He's already taken about 4 attempts, make that half a second actually now. Ranchon, incredibly good on the brakes into the corkscrew. That's why he's making up a lot of his time there, Austin.
It's absolutely fantastic, and we know Ludwig has a lot of pace right there. The virtual drivers by TX3 driver by Ludwig Rancon. He has the pace. We've seen this before. We saw this last week at Silverstone. He had amazing pace around there. And here at Laguna Seca, just personal best right there. Another 4/10 chopped off the board, chasing down Dylan Freckleton right now. And he's just really chomping at the bit to get that 3rd place. And he's leaving Lambert and Jim DeBacker in 5th and 6th, kind of off on their own. As let's go back to our fight for 8th place. Cal Young and Daniel Gallus, both of them getting a little, no, battle for 7th. Philip Hillard to Cal Young.
These two locked in a bit of a battle here. two Brits. I think maybe a bit of sticking together, you know, being from having the same nationality, but I can assure you they'll be scrapping out every step of the way. And right now, Young is trying to size up Hillard, and you feel like he's just trying to maneuver him into position to get a really cracking exit off the final corner and get him on the run down to turn one. Well, I say turn one, it's actually the Andretti hairpin is actually turn two, which is that kink of a left-hander that is actually classed as turn one due to the motorbikes that come here.
Yeah, motorbike racing and Laguna Seca go hand in hand. And yeah, as they fly through turn one into the brakes for turn two, Cal Young getting that move done right there. And he's kind of leaving Philip Hillard right behind him as we go to Eddie Samborski chasing down Dennis Cornu up ahead. And Cornu, he's just cordially letting Samborski by. And Eddie has made up a spot, but Eddie is going to be, oh man, Eddie's going to be furious about that start for a while, I know. And you know, when you get into an incident and you're very passionate about your racing, we've always had this sort of things. I've had this. If you had an incident, it's, oh no! Shane Lambert and Ludwig Rankon have had an incident. There's a big crash at the end of the corkscrew. Ludwig Rankon is down to 6. Shane Lambert's car is in shambles, and an absolutely fantastic start for Ludwig Rankon has gone into absolute disaster. What has happened to Rankon?
We're about to find out here, Austin.
Oh, he's hit the inside, and he got turned around right in traffic. And then, oh, this is that. I was saying this right at the start, that it's just blind heading into that turn in. If there's a car turned in right there, you aren't going to have anywhere to go, especially if you have no idea where they are. So Shane Lambert and Ludwig Rankon, big contact right there. Rankon in his chase for third after that Cinderella start has fallen down to 7th. And he's got side pod damage on that left side for sure, as you can see by the scratched up side pod of his, and floor damage as well. So that is heartbreaking, because there's nothing you can do about that one. Rankon has got an uphill fight right now, but such a shame that that good start had that happen to him. And up ahead, Jim DeBacher is around. So the driver that was promoted to 4th has now fallen down to 5th, and there is Hillard right there. He's going to stay 5th, but around the outside, here comes Hillard off the exit. He can challenge for 5th. Cal Young is now in 4th. That 4th spot is cursed, I think.
Now, I tell you what, Ranshon was at 9 places when he was in 4th. However, Young, he's up 10. It's all happening here, Austin. And we were saying earlier about how couldn't have as much drama as what we had last time out, only a week ago at Silverstone. And
I think we passed that. It's only been 1/3 of the race.
Another new fastest lap from Sam Borski as well. Wow, it's all happening here, Austin. You've got a bit of everything going on.
It certainly is. This would have a Jim all on his own, and inside curve using all the track, outside curve, and just clip that inside curve. Around goes Jim, and Ditz gets carried off the track with the help of the gravel, but doesn't hit any wall and carries on as well. All the Laguna Seca is a wonderful track, but it's also a devil in disguise at just showing off, just revealing little details about your driving style that will bite you in the butt. Do you like using all the track? Catch a grain of sand, spin around. Do you like being very conservative at this track? Okay, spin around anyway. Be slower than everybody else. Do you like being very dangerous on the brakes? Lock up through the corkscrew, fly up into the air, and spin around. It's a very punishing track if you just have a lapse in judgment. Some people think, oh, Laguna Seca, it's not that complicated to the track. It's a rookie track. It's a free track. But the reason why it's a free track, it is one of the best tracks to learn and how to drive a car consistently yet.
I
Because
absolutely
if you
echo
can't
your
drive it,
thoughts
if you
there.
can't drive a car consistently, you will not make it to the end of a race, especially around here.
It's spot on, Austin. It's a sort of track which, if you get it wrong, it's game over around here in a big way, which we've already seen so many times so far this race. And one driver who has been consistent so far is Sieg, and that's why he's in the lead. Just lapping at consistent lap times. Yes, not necessarily something times to set the world alight with, but he knows he just needs to play it safe. He doesn't need to push too hard. He's got just under 4 seconds advantage to Crespo behind him. And then a bigger gap of nearly 7 seconds to Freckleton, the last car on the podium. Even bigger gap if you look at Cal Young, if he wants to fall off the podium, nearly 20 seconds there. And he knows he just needs to bring this home now. Not far off half race distance. And looks like we could be for a victory for the man from down under.
The double podium. Well, 1-2
Well,
for the
yes.
down unders.
The down. No, I'm trying to find the downforce drivers from down. No, it doesn't work too well. I'll come back to you on that one.
I'll leave the very bad puns to Sam on this one.
Yes, Sam.
But they're definitely.
Is
I would say Jason Sieg and Miguel Crespo are definitely 2 men at work right now.
Lovely pan. Loving it.
If you don't get that reference, Google it.
Yeah, Google is here the answer to everything. It is
or
indeed.
YouTube it and enjoy the song. Samborski, another fastest lap, and it's also in P10 now. So Samborski back into the top 10 of the 16-car grid. So I think the only result that Eddie Samborski would enjoy is a number 1 next to his name, besides his number plate, showing that he is the highest I-rating driver right now. But the American, after that false start, it pretty much shot himself in the foot. That's all that can be said. That's the only reason why he's down there. It's himself.
Well, it's spot on. The jump start cursing him dearly. I mean, if you look at for the amount of time he would have had that stop and hold for, plus the transition through the pit time, he would be well and truly clear here at Laguna. But I tell you what, it's been fascinating to watch a man truly drive this car in anger. The lap times that he is setting. Last time around, Austin, he was nearly 1 second quicker. Oh, yes.
He's 3 seconds quicker than Josh Stewart. Last round, Eddie Samborski and Joshua Stewart, the teammates, now the former teammates, collided with each other 3 times. Oh, around goes Samborski! Driving in anger and using all the track to its limits. He's found the limit right there, and he's found the dirt, and he falls down to 11th. All a mistake-filled race for Samborski, and here comes Quokka down to the inside. Quokka, former teammate of Eddie Samborski, jumps up into 11th. Samborski now the last remaining car on the lead lap. As off the track, getting back onto the track, that's Dennis Cornu. Almost making a little bit of contact with Eddie Samborski on the rejoin. A little bit of lockup by Oliver Quokka right now. Samborski now trying to go for that overtake on his old teammate as they come out of the corkscrew into the penultimate and final corners. Samborski all up in that draft, chasing down Oliver Quokka. And Quokka leading them onto the front straight, heading into turns 1 and 2 into the Andretti hairpin. Are we going to be seeing? Yeah, DRS is activated by Eddie Samborski. Samborski fakes going wide, staying in line, looks down to the inside, slams on the brakes and doesn't launch a move. He's trying to get into Quokka's head. He knows he's the fastest car on the track. He's just got to be absolutely fuming right there. And I'm going to be honest, if he had a heat gun, Eddie Samborski would be radiating like a nuclear power plant.
Wow, I tell you what. Yeah, surely this is going to be not when and not if Samborski gets past Quarker. The German looking, well, he's no slouch himself, but looking really vulnerable.
Looking down to the inside, Samborski's got a good look down to the inside, slams on the brakes, going side by side through the corner and around the outside at the bottom part. Eddie Samborski for 10th.
Wow. What a move. Bravery from the pair of them to keep it side by side through the corkscrew. It's normally quite treacherous just even by yourself, let alone having to think about another driver, and Quaker just getting caught on the gravel on the inside there, Austin, that slowed him up. Samborski with that wide line able to carry the momentum, carry that extra speed, and that's what got him ahead of the German.
Yeah, getting ahead right there, and I can count on my hand on how many times I've seen a side-by-side work through the corkscrew without contact, incident, or controversy right there, and I think that's about 4. It's a very rare move to see, and
it is.
And even though that they are no longer teammates, respect is still held between these two drivers.
Massive amounts between them, you know, two stalwarts of the Formula Renault 3.5 scene, race together so many times, know each other incredibly well, and great to see that level of respect shown between one another. Now, Austin, we have got 12 laps left. At the rate that Samborski is catching Stewart at around about 1.2 seconds a lap, based on the last time. Let's see when Samborski comes across line now. Well, actually, make that closer to 2.3 seconds. He's going to be back up onto the rear end of him within the next 4 laps, I'd say, maximum.
Yeah, 4 laps. When he got that close to Josh Stewart last time, we mentioned it, and he spun. So, you know, I think Eddie, he's driving in anger right now. He is going as fast as he can to catch up and, well, negate this absolute series of unfortunate events for him happening as he's trying to catch up and get up to 9th place. This is definitely a uphill battle for Eddie Samborski. He is the fastest car on the track. Only car on the track doing 109s right there. Everybody else is stuck in the 110s. But he is chasing down Josh Stewart. That gap now down to 5 seconds. And Josh, well, he's going to be looking at that relative and just thinking, he's gonna get me. He's gonna get me. How am I going to fight off somebody who is nearly 3 seconds a lap faster than you? As like a robot, Samborski, I think he just did exactly the same time as he did last lap.
He did, Austin. He did. Spectacular. I mean, talk about consistency.
That is
personified. It is. I think I need to buy Neophosaurus, Austin, because I've just run out of superlatives for the American.
It wasn't exactly the same lap time. Someone's going to go into iRacing and just check it. It was separated by 0.03 of a second. As we're side by side right now, Jim DeBacher and Daniel Gallus getting overtaken. Gallus now up into 6th place.
Oh, this is what happened to DeBacher.
I think he just caught the grass.
Oh, no, the curb on the inside
right there. Locked up the brakes. And that's what lost the lead. Flick it around and get back going straight away. And losing the spots right there. Jim falls down to 7th place now.
I don't know what to quite say about this round, Austin. It's, yeah, again, it's all happening, isn't it? I thought, yeah, you experience, you know, an absolutely blinding race with action from the green flag right through to the checkered, and you think, we can't have it again. Certainly not 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, we have it at 2 weeks in a row, but last week it was a very competitive fight. There was some contact right there, but, you know, you get that in racing. This, from the start to right now, has been has kind of been like a prison break of a race. Honestly, everybody's racing in anger right now, and they don't care who's in their way. They're either spinning off themselves, they're getting into contact right now. And here is Eddie Samborski out to the back of Joshua Stewart. They made contact 3 times last week, and now they're racing for a position. Samborski, oh, he's easily cleared Joshua Stewart. Look at the front right of Joshua Stewart. He's got wing damage.
Yeah, Stewart knows it, and he pulled over to the left-hand side to allow Samborski through. This is all about damage limitation for Stewart. And just trying to play it safe to bring the car home rather than get caught up in another battle that will lose him time, lose him places, and playing the intelligent game, some might say.
Yeah, playing the intelligent game, and here is a replay of what happened to Joshua Stewart on how he got that wing damage. And I believe, well, he was involved in that incident at the start, but he didn't go into the pits, and he just kept on going.
It's the trouble with these ones, Austin, because do you come in and pit knowing that you're going to lose a whole heap of time, be put right to the back of the pack, but
well,
you'll have a car that works?
Yeah, it's a very catch-22 type situation. If you have wing damage and it's the first 5 laps in the race, I would definitely say so. If it's the first third of the race, definitely head into the pits. When you get into the middle part of the race, you kind of start questioning it, and then the last 10 laps, you just stay out. You're just praying at that point. But I would always say the first 33% repeating a course, always head into the pit lane if you have wing damage on a car that is very dependent for aero, like these Formula 3.5 cars. If this was something like a Skip Barber, then you can live with it.
Yeah, these Skip Barber, despite having wings, they're merely
like wood.
They are advertising hoardings. That is all they are. And already Samborski up onto the back of Jamie Byrne. Is he going to see much of a fight here? And I'm sure he just says smashes
down
someone
the
hitting
inside.
the wall.
Samborski sends one down to the inside on Jamie Byrne. Up into 8th place now. Activated DRS to clear out of that draft of Jamie Byrne. But Samborski on a tear, trying to get back into positive iRating range. He's already in halfway through this field right there, as this is Joshua Stewart letting Oliver Kwaka, his teammate, by Joshua Stewart, probably letting his team down. I got wing damage and not putting up a fight to them, but Kwaka up into 10th. This is Daniel Gallus in the fight for 5th place, chasing down Philip Hillard, and under pressure by Jim. As Jim, we saw that issue coming out of the corkscrew right here, where he's hit that inside curve, and that rotated the car around. He's still hit that inside curve. Jim is fearless right now, trying to get back into that top 5 as he's chasing down Daniel and Philip. And off goes it! Big crash in the final corner! Philip Hillard's locked at the brakes. Daniel Gauss went into him, and so did Jim. And now Jim's got wing damage. Philip Hillard got airborne, and Daniel Gallus, I think, has got wing damage right now. What has happened to Philip Hillard? We saw him catch grass on the entry of the penultimate corner, then heading into the brake zone. Oh, he's just rode it onto the curb, spun it around, and then no room for anyone right there. 3-way contact and unbelievable scenes happening here at Laguna Seca. And I feel like, yeah, I think all 3 of these drivers have wing damage. Jim definitely has got wing damage. I believe Philip Hillard might have wing damage. And Daniel Gallus, Gallus was the kind of one caught in the middle right there. I think Gallus might have side pod damage, but not wing damage. But I can't believe we saw that.
Wow.
That is a series of unfortunate events if you're Jim DeBacker right there.
It was the concertina effect, Austin, of where they're all trying to avoid one another, but yeah, inadvertently, all ended up coming together. It's so unlucky, so unfortunate. I'm trying to think. Maybe only C, Crespo, and Freckleton are the possibly Young are the only drivers out there with no form of damage or penalty incurred.
You've just cursed them. I'm going to let you know that right there, but you are not wrong.
I'm just having a bit of a look. Austin.
And Cal Young. Cal Young, who is up 10 spots, started from the back of the grid in 14th after, well, he started in the back second row by having his lap time deleted in qualifying. He's up there into 4th right now, and he's had a squeaky clean race. Daniel Gallus up 11 spots in 5th place. This race has been flipped upside down on its head, pushed down the stairs, brought into the dumpster. That dumpster was set on fire, and it was going down Main Street in a flash flood, and somebody took a video and made that into one of the best gifs I've ever seen.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not sure how to respond to that one, Austin, but it's Gallus, yeah. Let's not forget, he started dead last. So to get up into 5th is an absolutely epic performance from him. See, looking metronomic at the front, consistent lap times going in left, right, and centre from him. Yeah, they are improving as well. So he's growing that gap over Crespo behind him. Sam Borski now right onto the back of Hillard. Oh, sorry, that was the Banker and Hillard. Apologies about that one. Although Sam Borski is catching at a rapid rate of knots due to going some 3.5 seconds a lap quicker based on their last lap times, Austin. So it'll be... Well, he's got a shout of 6th place, which, considering everything that's happened here, I'd take 6th.
I would take 6th. I would just take finishing the race. Honestly, this race has been so unfortunate. Samborski late moved down to the inside of Jim for 7th place. And Eddie Samborski, he sees Philip Hillard up ahead. He's looking for 6th place. And that is definitely possible if you're Eddie Samborski. 1 second faster than Philip Hillard up ahead. And he's chasing the driver that is up 6 spots versus himself, who is down 6 spots. And that is separated by 1.6 seconds. We just have 3 laps to go here on Laguna Seca for this absolutely chaotic race here today.
And I'm amazed, Austin. We've only had 3 retirements. Lambert, Shirakawa, and DeCarmo. Of course, we lost the first 2 in that first lap. That start line. Carnage and action. Lambert we lost back on lap 9. And... just looking at it now, only one driver, 1 lap down. That's Ranchon, the Frenchman, currently in 13th. Last runner. And Sam Borski, he's really far. You can see
right on him. He's right on him right there. And Eddie Samborski opens up DRS. Philip Hillard answers by opening up DRS right there, negating the DRS effect from Samborski. Samborski looking down the inside, not going to go for a move, just trying to let Philip Hillard know that he's right there, and he is definitely hunting him down. 3 laps to go officially now for Jason Sieg and Miguel Crespo, Adilla Freckleton right here, as here comes Samborski. This is where Samborski is so fast compared to everybody else, but he's going to get a little hint of aero wash right here. And Samborski looking for that 6th place. He's right on that gearbox right now. We saw him make that inside move on Arbor Quokka heading into the course here. Are we going to be seeing it again for Eddie Samborski? Are we going to be looking down the inside? He gets onto the brakes, but is well defended by Philip Hillard, getting just ahead of Eddie Samborski as Hillard defending for 6th place.
It's how long Hillard can hold out here. The Brit will be desperate to hold on to 6th. Samborski just toying with him, trying to mime punt him, and it works.
He caught the grass on the outside of the braking zone, and Hillard went skating off the track. Samborski up into 6th place.
Interesting. You see him mind punting him there. So by just remaining close and just having a bit of a sniff up the inside and the outside, and what happens is the driver ahead of you starts concentrating their mirrors to what you're doing more than their braking zone and their turning points. And that was how Samborski got the move done. Hillard too busy concentrating on what was going on behind him. Makes a mistake. Samborski says, "Thank you very much. I'll have that."
White flag in the air for Jason Sieg. He is one lap closer for his maiden victory here in the iRacing Formula 3.5 broadcasted series here on Apex Racing TV. And Jason Sieg for Downforce Racing. Oh, I guess when he woke up out of bed today, this was the last thing that he was expecting. He has a lot of pace around here. He qualified on the front row. But after I could guess after turn one, he could really start believing this, and he was just making sure that he had everything locked up and ready to go through the corkscrew for one last time by Jason Sieg. And I'm going to say, I think he's the driver that we least covered on this race today, and that's a good thing in today's standpoint, as Jason Sieg comes around the final corner, and seeing is believing for Jason Sieg for Downforce Racing, and he comes across the line to take the win here at Laguna Seca. It's a 1-2 for Downforce Racing.
He's slowing up and waiting for his teammate there, and I had just
photo finish, you know.
Well, yes, but we saw it. I'm trying to remember the year between Barrichello and Schumacher. Yes, where they actually got it wrong.
Oh, and last lap opportunity. Samborski leading for 5th place right here. Catching up to Daniel Gallus. Dallas defending onto the inside. Samborski going to be forced to go onto the outside right now. And Gallus hits the inside curve. Samborski around the outside takes 5th in the final corner for a recovery drive from false starting at the line to last place. Back up to 5th place. Uphill battle by Eddie Samborski, but he did everything he could after a very chaotic-filled day. Jason Sieg and Miguel Crespo, 1-2 for Downforce Racing. Dylan Freckleton joins them on the podium. Eddie Samborski, recovery drive after the multiple incidents today, gets back into 5th place. And I think that's the only mistake we just saw for Jason Sieg right there, giving room to his team and almost spinning out at the corkscrew on the in lap. But some of the hardest guys in Downforce Racing, Jason Sieg and Miguel Crespo, they definitely deserved that wonderful win. And Jason Sieg, welcome to the winner's circle.
Wow, Austin, you think you've seen it all? And then this happens.
I've seen a lot of crazy races here, and this is definitely one of them. But Jason Sieg takes the win. Miguel Crespo comes home in 2nd place with his teammate. Nice photo finish right there. Great for the Downforce Racing social feeds. Followed by Dylan Freckleton, Cal Young, Eddie Samborski, Daniel Gallus, Philip Hillard, Jim DeBacker, Oliver Kwalka, Jamie Burns, Joshua Stewart, Janice Cornu, Ludwig Rancon, Shane Lambert, Fabio DeCarmo, and Yuki Shirakawa at the end of our results. But one driver is standing up on top of our podium. And Jason, it's been a long time coming. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much, Austin. Wow.
Well, they say the first win is always the hardest to get, but also sometimes the most unexpected. When the green, well, right before the green went, did you see what happened? Did you see the jump start by Eddie?
Yeah, I saw it, and then I saw the mirror as well. So yeah.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way, what was going through your head heading into the Andretti hairpin on lap 1?
What's the Andretti hairpin? What number is it?
Turn 2.
Turn 2. Oh,
the first breaking point.
yeah. No, just tucking in behind it and just following him around. So yeah, nothing. No need for any moves or anything silly. So just keep it on the track, keep it out of the dirt. keep it safe. And then I could see the gap behind getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, it was just all about mistake, really.
Being safe and consistent is always the thing that this track has taught me on how to go fast around here. If you keep the car clean, you will finish first. Was that always the mindset heading into this race? Because you had an absolute stormer of a qualifying lap.
Yeah, I think I messed up both qualifying laps. So maybe I could have given Ed a bit of a run for his money there. And I thought for the whole race, I really, that turn 6, I thought I would have had to just been nailing that lap after lap, and I've been sort of practicing, but it's like a bit like a Russian roulette. Like one time the bullet's going to go off, sort of thing. You're going to go in the fence left or right. So it was pretty good to be able to not attack that corner so hard for 30 laps.
Yeah, definitely. After this one, you will be asking for refreshments after this one, but thankfully, you get to do that right now. But before we let you go to just go cool off and celebrate this victory, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, sure. Look, Miguel Crespo, who came second today, what a fantastic try for him. Wouldn't be here without him. Big thanks to Joshua Stewart at DFR. I'm not sure if everyone's aware, Ed is not a member of DFR, and just wanted to wish him the best and thank him for all the, having seen his setup, seeing his VRS telemetry, all the comments. Even today I can still, remember his voice and trying to think of, the help that he's given me and the team. So I wish him all the best. My lovely wife Frances and lovely son Jonathan. My dad will be watching. I'm sure he'll be pretty wrapped in seeing this. Yeah, all the DFR guys, everyone who races in 3.5. Let's say you guys as well. Yeah, and hopefully I can sort of have another win where it's a bit more of a battle. So pressure. So looking for that.
I'm pretty sure they're all proud of you. Congrats on the win, Jason. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks, Austin. Thank you.
And over to Tim, who I believe is standing by with Miguel.
I am indeed, Austin. Miguel, congratulations on the second place. Wow, what a crazy race that was. Although for yourself, I imagine it was a more meek and mild and calm affair being out in front with Jason.
Yes, hi guys. Yeah, Tim, it was. I mean, to start off, I was pretty lucky because I had to go to the right into the sand. So, and then after that, its first lap, I thought, oh God, I'm in second. And Jason's up front and just talking on the radio. So and I can see, trying to see who's behind me, and I can see Dylan. So just kind of like closing the gap, and I just sort of calm myself down and just put my head down and lap by lap just try and be consistent, and I finished. So I finished second, which is great. And congratulations to Jason, like amazing. So I'm really happy for the team.
It was I think normally you can tell with just how much someone is out with their machine, man and machine as it were, by how little we feature them. And I mean, we hardly saw you all race, such as it was nice and uneventful. I'm sure what you were hoping for. I mean, you mentioned about the start previously. I'm sure you would have seen Eddie's jump start as well. Obviously, Joshua not getting away either. Was for yourself, was it just lightning reactions? You said it where you headed across into the sand, or um, was it a bit more calmer controls than what you initially made out?
I guess I wasn't. Of course, I was in panic mode.
Yeah,
All I thought was turn right, and it's exactly what I did. And I had nowhere to go really. So I just went right and just hoped that I wouldn't spin out in the sand. So I try not to have too much acceleration or gas into that section. And then I got through, and I've just gone, you know, God, I'm lucky, you know.
I think the killer question we all want to know is, will you be doing a shoey with a can of VB?
If you'd like me to, yeah, but I don't have a camera in front of me. You know,
No, no
is
problem.
that,
Before we
yeah.
let you go, Miguel, anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Oh, there's so many people I want to thank, and I'm thinking so much who I want to thank. Big shout out to the DFR guys, Downforce Racing for bringing me in only a couple of seasons ago. I've learned so much through them, and everyone that's got me to this position. I can thank so many people, but congratulations to Jason. I'm super happy, and Jason's helped me through so much on a lot of technical issues and racing. So big congrats to him, and big thanks to everyone that's helped me out there.
Oh, lovely stuff. That's Miguel Crespo. He finished second here today at Laguna Seca.
Thanks, team. Thank you very much.
No problem. Austin, I believe you've got someone lined up next.
Yes, I do. I'm standing by with Dylan Freckleton, who came home in third today. Dylan, how was this race for you? You advanced 6 spots up the grid, and I'm pretty sure you had to avoid that chaotic start happening in front of your eyes. Walk us through that start, especially that first lap.
Yeah, it was kind of 29 laps of nice easy driving, but the first one was a bit chaotic. Yeah, I got a pretty good start, and I was thinking, I can pick up a few positions, and then just in front of me, it was just like a wall of cars, and I think I had to slam on the brakes. I was very lucky not to get hit from behind.
Well, in your mind, it was I could pick up a few 2 positions. In reality, it was a lot of positions. You jumped up 6 spots, and then it was easy sailing. After that first lap, was anything going through your head like I can push for fastest lap right now, or am I just in complete safe mode? I need to get to the end.
There was a little bit of time where I think I was catching Miguel a little bit for a few laps, but I suspect he probably wasn't pushing as hard, and I kind of figured like if I keep pushing like that, I'm probably gonna drop it. So yeah, after about sort of 10-15 laps, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna settle for this. I could see I had like 10-15 seconds behind, so I just thought, yeah, we'll take this.
Well, it definitely was a result that you will be proud of. It's another trophy to the collection with that podium. Before we let you go to go celebrate and go take a breather after this, anybody you want to thank?
Just Eddie for organising this, and you guys for you do a great job. I always kind of check out the races afterwards, and you do a great job. So yeah, just thanks to you guys.
And thank you for putting on a great show out there on track. Tim, I believe that is all the time that we have for today. So I want to say thank you for staying with us and just being an absolute amazing crowd for hopping in here week after week here at Laguna Seca. Next week we head to Zolder. I will not be here next week, Tim, as I will be off in Indiana for the Indy 500. So I wish you all the best race over there. But thank you all for joining us here on Apex Racing TV for another fantastic round of the iRacing Formula 3.5 Championship here from Laguna Seca. I've been joined by Tim Cox and John Robertson, and I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.